Hi guys, Danny here today to talk to you about Stiger, Tales of the Seventh, Part 1. And it's the funny name because this is also Book 4 in the Chronicles of an Imperial Legionary Officer series. This is the prequel to the first 3 books in that series. This is actually one of my favorite books out of the series. It's an interesting series. It's about a Roman legionnaire, Ben Stiger, and in the first 3 books they make several references to things that happened in his past. His father has somehow dishonored the family, and they make no mention of how that happened, what happened. You just know he's upset with his father, he's unhappy with his father dishonored the family somehow. He has an elf who is his lieutenant. Even though he's a Roman officer, he exists in a world with elves and, dwarves and monsters and gods and paladins and all other kinds of stuff. And there's a lot of references in the first book, the first 3 books actually, that are not explained, and they really left me with this burning curiosity of, well, what are they talking about? What happened? This book starts to talk about some of that. You're introduced to his love interest, who is not a part of the first 3 books other than in a reminiscent kind of a form. You're introduced to his elven lieutenant. You discover you get to see his growth. He starts off as a very arrogant, ambitious young second lieutenant who at the same time has a lot of self-doubt and a lot of fears. And as it goes along, he learns to trust and respect the men that he looked down on. He starts to learn how to be a good leader. And you get to see his development as he develops into the person who made the first 3 books so good, into this officer who took the impossible situations in the first 3 books and really turned them around. With the first 3 books, you go from book 1 to book 2, and there's a twist in that book that you didn't see coming at all in book 1. You go from book 2 to book 3, there's a twist in book 3 that you didn't see coming in the first 2 books. And the book 3 ends with a major twist that you're expecting to be addressed in book 4, but instead book 4 is a prequel. Doesn't leave you in any way disappointed. Excellent book, lots of really good action and tactics, as well as some political, kind of dealings in there. Even though it's in a mythological world, and I don't believe it's in any way meant to be a historically fictional book, it does have a legitimate Roman feel to it, a legitimate, I'll say, historical kind of feel to it, to the way the companies fight, to the way they train, to the slaves, to all that kinds of stuff that my understanding was Roman. It is an excellent book. The author says to listen to the first 3 books first before you listen to this book, because otherwise the first book can ruin the first 3 books. I didn't see that at all. I don't think it would have mattered to me if I'd have listened to this one prior to the first 3, or listened to the first 3 and then this one. But the first 3 do need to be listened to in order. It's a very good series. I definitely recommend it. The narrator does an amazing job. Love the narrator when they're in combat and he's doing the voice of the lieutenant or one of the sergeants yelling out orders. It brings back memories of my Marine Corps days. So he really does a good job. Excellent book. Definite on my recommend list. Hope you all have a wonderful day.